Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. Thanks ever so much for the bits, kicking off the hype train, and the subs. We've got MindTripMedia with 100 bits, Voldare resubbing for 8 months in a row, Cosmic Dancer has resubbed at tier 3 for 66 months in a row, SweetSandi with 100 bits, and GrandpaCrafter with 100 bits. And that's well into a level 2 hype train before the stream has even started. Thanks ever so much, folks. Hope everyone's having a good week so far. I have successfully baked bread. If you were following some of the behind the scenes conversations over at the Spawn Chunks on Monday, then you'll know that on the weekend I had tried to bake bread and I ended up making glue and it was not edible, but I had a lot more success this week. So happy about that. Really fun to learn, and glad that the trial and error did not last for days. It was two flops. I figured out what was going wrong, and I fixed it. Yes, I had toast with eggs this morning. I had an omelet with toast, and I had, because I'm 12, I had a grilled peanut butter and banana sandwich with chocolate chips in it. Just a few, not a lot, but that was my that was my lunch. Oh, GrandpaCrafter, yeah, it was the yeast. Yeah, so after I had the loaf that flopped on the weekend, literally, I went out and bought new yeast. I just thought, you know what? Screw it. It's only a couple bucks. I'll just buy a little bit just in case this doesn't stick. You know, like I don't need an entire jar of yeast going bad in my fridge. So you can get little packets. And so I just bought what the recipe called for. And it turns out that was a problem. So thankfully everything is done by weight with the cookbook that I have. And so it was really easy to test on half-size recipes as opposed to having to waste like a kilogram of flour on a test. I only had to do a half kilogram. So the first one, I'll just toss it because I don't think it's not really edible. And then the next one, I mean, like it'll probably last me the next couple days. So the plan is to try and bake bread on the weekend and then have it throughout the week because it's kind of hands off. You can kind of, I mean, there's a bit of a start and a bit of a finish to it, but in the middle when you're waiting for like 3 and 4 hours for everything to bulk ferment, like I can stream, I could do some reading, I can do all kinds of stuff around the house. I could even go to the gym and come back. So that is going to be, I think, the fun part of doing it. It's not like barbecue. Like barbecue, I can't leave the apartment. You know, if I'm smoking ribs for the afternoon, like I can't go anywhere. You know, you got to kind of watch everything. But with the bread, the only time you have to be around to watch it is like when you're baking it, and you have to be around to obviously mix it and stuff. But other than that, it's pretty good. So we are over here in the rain. Thank you, server. We're going to be working on this side of the river because the last time we were here, we were working on the other side, and I'm quite happy with the other side, minus the suicidal squid. I'm quite happy with the way that this looks. I might actually go in and throw in a little bit more seagrass down here. That, or I might add in a bit of kelp just to try and make it look a little bit different. It's quite deep over here, so I feel like this would be a natural area for kelp to grow, even though I know technically kelp doesn't grow in fresh water. And then around here, I'm not worried. We're only coming to here and then calling it done because I can't just be completely renovating the countryside, landscaping everywhere. But before I get down there, I want to take a look and see what else needs to be done up here as well, because we do have this stone wall that's very plain, and I know that we've got some details like this. So, oh, wait a minute, maybe I have to do the whole thing. Oh yeah, maybe it might be better to wait to do that on a different day. We'll do the bottom here first, and then we'll know how much detail we want to put into this depending on what happens here. So I guess I'll just go through. I mean, I've got a lot of stuff in my inventory now, although this is mostly path stuff. So let's switch this out. Level 1 hype train emote looks like a little Game Boy. Thanks very much for the support, folks, and for participating in the hype train. Really appreciate it. Enjoy the new emote. I can put some of this back. That we might need. Keep that. Keep that. Keep the coarse dirt. Probably going to keep those. Gravel. Grass. Cal's message further up. Oh, it's a 13-month tier 1 sub? Did I miss something from Cal? Yeah, that didn't display. I'm having some technical difficulties today. The Streamlabs stuff is not displaying the way that I want it to in my OBS, like my notifications. Was there something from Cal? Voldare? 13 months, where has the time gone? Looking forward to what the year ahead brings. Always thanks to Cosmic Dancer for the gift sub. Ah, okay, so it was a gift sub that was continued by Cal. Thanks very much, Cosmic, for the heads up. And thank you for the gift sub for Cal. And thanks for the kind message, Cal. That's very nice of you. Sorry I missed that. I don't know why. I wonder if that happened during my OBS crash in the countdown. The whole thing just went down. The whole kit and caboodle just went to pot in the first 3 minutes of the stream. Not like the video, but just like the countdown. So I need kelp. That's what I want. Kelp. More bone meal. And I think that's probably it. So I feel like this is kind of boring along here. So I'd like to try and create something a little bit deeper. So maybe starting here. We can knock it back a little bit. A little bit more interesting, although it's a little bit lopsided here. Let's see if that helps a little bit. Yeah, maybe. I think I'm going to put a bush here, which should help. Maybe we'll bring this out a little bit tighter here. Word Nerdify, hello, welcome in. So usually I try to go in a steady increase in numbers. Looks like I've got a few odd bits here. That's okay. And then, yeah, let's switch that out. That feels a little bit better. And I think I'd have to check to see what biome this is. I don't know why. I'm curious if anybody else has this problem. We're in the plains. I have to hit F3 twice in order to get my F3 screen to come up. It doesn't come up on the first try. It does now, but when I first load the game, I have to press it twice. I think we had this discussion before where it makes sense to put... Oh, I'm going to need some stone there. It makes sense to put the oak leaves in the water. Do I have the right stone here? Yes, I do. I really just want to sleep through the night to get rid of this rain. Oh, that was the wrong thing. Crap. That looks okay. Yeah. Maybe I'll put a what's the word I'm looking for? Fern in here. Now it's just getting hard to see. So, SweetSandi, you don't have to press F3 more than once. Like, I mean, it works now, but it's just that initial, the first time I try to mess with it, I like to play nice. Whoops. I guess I might have to think about what's going to happen with this wall down here before I start putting all kinds of plants in front of it, eh? So I'm going to need andesite and slabs too. Yeah, it's weird. I'm not sure why it happens on my machine. Inventory is going to get real full real fast. All right, I don't need all the plants for the underwater right now. I don't imagine it's a keyboard issue because now it does, like, it doesn't work or it doesn't have to happen now. Like F3, bang, one key press. It's just the first time it doesn't work. I didn't bring any regular bricks. feel like that makes sense. I might want to get a slab or so. And I don't have any regular bricks either. The problem with computers is that it could be anything. Look, yeah, don't get me started. I've had a frustrating week trying to figure out different software to use for thumbnails, and I think I'm going to end up purchasing Affinity. It seems like it's got the best workflow for me as someone that's used to Photoshop. MDoc says, listen to the most recent Spawn Chunks podcast. Great stuff. I remember you mentioning that armadillo should eat spider eyes, and lo and behold. Yeah, I think I knew they ate spider eyes. For me, it was, I wanted them to, I wanted spiders to run away from them. But yeah, that was a cool addition they made. Do I have tough in these walls anywhere? I do. Tough looks really good next to cobblestone. And how am I doing these different height variations? It looks like I'm just like randomly throwing stuff down. Oh, that's right. I mean, it's the same kind of feature with the armadillo that they've added, which I think is cool. I like it. Bricks, slabs, pressure plates. I do like the subtle transition that the pressure plate adds. So like a slow height change. Man, I keep on forgetting to bring stuff down here. That's all right. Let's just go in this way. I don't really want it to look like you can walk along this way. I kind of want it to feel like just an overgrown part of the land. It's going to try and slowly transition out the moss. Eventually, I think it turns back into river. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Do I want to put next to that? Maybe we'll have a little bit of a mossy cobble combo. And try that. See how that looks from the bridge. Maybe we'll switch a fern here just so it's not all the same. Yeah, now that you can have all the different animals with you to kind of deter different animals in Minecraft, like you have to walk around with a zoo. I would definitely be interested in using an armadillo to make a spider farm. Not that I need a spider farm, but in a new world or something like that, where a spider farm is something that you might want to consider, I think using armadillos, while it might depend on a trip, I mean, I think it might also be a little bit tricky depending on where you are in the world, where your home base is compared to where the armadillos might be. But I think it's got some fun possibilities, you know? Could always use a pink flower or two. There's pink shulker boxes. You're not wrong in terms of adding a little bit of something. I think I might need to add an extra bush somewhere, maybe. I'm not sure if that makes the one above feel a little bit less special. No, that's pretty good. Well, kind of lines up. Might want to space it out a little bit. Trying to summon the inner cosmic, yes. Yeah, cosmic was up until Zero Dark Stupid. We recorded the Citadel Cafe last night, myself and Ryan Murphy, and we recorded late to accommodate Ryan's schedule. He's got some wee children that have to go to bed at specific times, and so we didn't start the recording until about 9:15 my time, which is already 1:15 Cosmic's time. And Cosmic was in the chat for most of the stream, most of the podcast, and it was like a 2-hour podcast. I'm very tired, actually. I was up past where I wanted to be last night. I did end up doing a little bit of moss work along the river here too. It's feeling kind of bare up here, and I don't know why. Actually, I kind of wonder whether I could have gravel there. Nope, definitely needs to be something brown. The old inventory is feeling stretched today. I kind of want to change this. Yeah. Now is this river? Nope, still plains. Oh, that doesn't really work. I just realized there's no grass down here either. So this is the point when I start to get really frustrated with the inventory problems. It feels a little bit better. So here's a good example of where I end up creating like a horizontal line there that I don't like. I feel like it takes away from the direction that you're supposed to be going. Yeah, I guess I'll just leave it. Oh, I didn't realize that that was there. I feel like that makes sense, although it might be a little bit too much on the same side. Maybe we need to switch it over here. Yeah, that's better. I don't know. I don't know that that's supposed to be grass, you know? I feel like this is dirt that was supposed to be coarse dirt that I missed and then became grass in a way that I didn't want it to. I'm not sure about that piece either. Yeah, that's better. You kind of have to jump back and forth sometimes between different areas. Yeah, just a little bit of variety in there. I think that makes sense. I don't think I've done any of that yet, so I won't go down that rabbit hole. Just kind of making sure that this main path is done, which it looks like it is now. Wouldn't mind sneaking in another little bit of gravel somewhere. And I would like to have some gravel down here. Maybe if I got rid of that. Yeah, I like that better. Maybe we can put that here. Pretty good. Present Cosmic regrets past Cosmic's life choices, especially since present Cosmic is still stuck at work. Man, yep, that makes for a long day. It was fun to have you around, but I didn't want to wag my finger and tell you to be a grown-up. Yeah, I can't do super late nights. If I'm up until 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm messed up. I cannot do very much at all the next day. And especially if it's a day where I have to stream or something, like, oh man, that's a rough go. That is a rough go. Oh, I hear a zombie somewhere. And a chicken? Must be a cave. Yeah, there has to be a cave down there. I can't imagine I'm hearing it from over here. Plus, that's lit up. All right, well, let's take a minute and I guess we'll take a look around the edge here. Just so I have a clear idea where I'm going. So this is going to need some changes. To kind of push this all back. I feel like this is just not going to be here. And then maybe here it'll come out a little bit. We'll probably have to build some of this up a little bit. And we'll have to figure out what's happening with this. To shave that down a little bit. Or create more of a rock maybe. But I'm okay with at least the first tier. We did this on the cliff up here before, where I took just what was here and just kind of like smoothed it out a little bit. So I'm going to do the same thing that we did there and just kind of tighten up that a little bit, because it looks a little bit strange when you see it from the bridge. Like it just feels like a weird chunk. This is actually not so bad because it's got the trees on it. And maybe that's the thing. Maybe we need to add a tree over here. Actually, planting a tree right here would probably be pretty cool. Although I do kind of like this thin ridge that's happening. It would be neat if we had more stone there maybe. Maybe the thing to do is just to keep what Minecraft has given us and replace some of the dirt with stone and see how that looks like. That might be a good way to do that. In the meantime, I think we can just run along here and hit this with some bone meal. And then I'll come back and I'll get rid of the flowers and the typical thinning of the bone meal. That's a lot of tall grass. And I need more inventory space before I do this. I'm also not a fan of having the carrots in my offhand. What do we want to get rid of here? Let's put back some of that. I guess I'll do the wall. Well, I'll have to do that at the same time. I can get rid of the green concrete. Let's put those back. First, I'll do all the flowers. Oh, of course. No inventory. I really wish there was a better way to manage all of this. Yeah, I kind of wish that Minecraft would auto group stuff so that if you had 2 slots that were full of, I mean, I know it sort of does when you pick things up, but I really wish it would do more inventory management. I would like them. I think one of the things that could help is, I think in one of the mod packs I played, there was like a way that you could condense blocks down. And I've always thought that was pretty good. So now I can't pick up the grass. It's annoying. Yeah, you see that stuff sometimes when you're looking for it, but it would be nice if it was somehow you know, integrated. Some of the things that I like about games like Satisfactory, which makes more sense for a game like Satisfactory, is having like a sort inventory button. But we've had that discussion on Spawn Chunks before, where like it's cool in theory, but how do you keep it from messing around your hotbar? You know, because people have a very specific way that they like their hotbars, and you wouldn't want to mess that up, right? A little dense through here. So what I'm thinking along here is coming in with the shovel, and let's just maybe come up like this. Maybe not that high. I feel like it would be better if the grass started like a step back, like that, and then here come down like that, maybe. Whoops. So we did this in the south as well, on one of the cliffs. Yeah, I think that, I mean, we'll have to do a little bit of shaping and stuff on it, but I feel like that helps it a little bit more. If the hotbar were a favorites menu, more like Satisfactory, then sorting the inventory could work. Yeah, I really like the selector wheel that you get in Satisfactory. I think that's a really cool way to do it. It's completely removes your tools that you have in your hand and your pockets and puts them as like a separate thing. Which I like. I don't have any slabs. I'll have to get more of those. Yeah, I think that could work. This is the kind of fly by the seat of your pants play that I really like in Minecraft, where you're just kind of like looking around and touching up the things that you think needed, or just things that you know are going to be seen from a certain vantage point. I guess I can put some of this away. I don't need to make it perfect. I just want it to look a little bit more natural without being too crazy. Find if you can get into adding in layers. It usually helps. And we can always add some vines and stuff in too. Whoops, not like that. Yeah, like anything to kind of take that edge off is usually pretty good. I feel like I need to make more slabs. I guess we could always throw a little bit of andesite in there. You can see how it just starts to take a nicer shape. That might be a little bit distracting, so we may have to think about what we want to do there. Hey, Elkhorn, how's it going? Oh yeah, that's better. Better than the dirt that was there. I just need more stone slabs. First I gotta find a place. Let's just put these away, I guess. Yeah. That's good. Now out here, just kind of increase the angle on that a little bit. Maybe even take that out. We'll leave that part in. Yeah. Now here, we can probably dip down a little bit. Just to kind of follow the rocks a little. And then last two. Right, it's a little straight, so we'll fix that up a little bit. And then we'll just make this a little bit taller. Yeah, I think that's working. Sure. I didn't bring any vines, but I'll probably come back and add a couple of vines here and there. Yeah. Very, very subtle. I do find that this is quite distracting here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lower this and we'll just put it here instead. Yeah, that's better. And I think we're in a river biome again. Yeah, so let's get rid of the moss actually. Weird color contrast. Kiwi be good. Hello. Good to see you. All right. Are we done with the cliff? Yeah, I think that's pretty good. There's a couple of repetitive tall grass pieces here I want to move. I kind of prefer if they're special. No, you know what? I liked it better before. I kind of want this bend in the river to have a little bit more going on in terms of the greenery. So having, this is where it's probably a good idea to have some bushes. Because one, it will help with the weird ends of this wall not being tall enough. So we could probably have something like that. Maybe not that. Switch some of these out for mossy and I want to say tough. Stream is at an hour. Thanks very much, SweetSandi. Appreciate it. Oh, wrong thing. There we go. Yeah, that kind of helps soften that up, and then we can figure out what's happening up here. Maybe this actually has an end to it. Help look like it's being held back. But I am going to stick to those break reminders today. So rather than sleeping, I'm just going to fly over here someplace safe to AFK. If you're new to the stream, I take a break about once an hour. It just gives me a chance to stretch, refresh my water, that kind of thing. I might take a slightly longer break right now than normal, so just hang tight. We'll be back in a few minutes with more Minecraft this afternoon. Be right back. So I got kicked off the server. Sorry about the delay there. Bit of an odd day for technology. Not having the best luck. And odd day for rain on the server too. I will confess, this is not enjoyable when you're trying to decorate outside in, you know, in the world and you're just constantly getting rain showers. It's really annoying. Maybe I should look up like a data pack or a mod or something that makes it rain less often. I'd be down for that. Even if they would vary it up and have like sun showers or something, like light sprinkles. I think that would be better. Just as a heads up, folks, I might have to keep this stream short and sweet today, but I'll be back again tomorrow. Just to kind of set that expectation. And I'm seeing now I'm going to need some logs at some point, but I think the thing right now, we're so close to finishing this wall. Once I finish the wall, I can remove a bunch of different things out of my inventory, so that's probably what we're going to do. Actually, let's do craft there, and we'll do mossy there. And then maybe have one of these in here. Yeah. Don't mind the tall grass in there. Maybe we just add a bit more. Yeah, it's pretty good. I feel like this has to look a little bit more solid. Yeah. There's a resource pack for less obtrusive rain on vanilla tweaks. That just changes the density of it though. I don't think it changes the frequency at which it rains. Right? I don't mind how it looks when it rains so much as I mind how often it rains, which I think might be kind of the opposite of what I said a few minutes ago, but like it's cool if you want it to look rainy, then it looks good rainy, especially if I turn on shaders. Like I find that shaders, although it takes a minute sometimes, but I find that this looks really cool if you want it to look gloomy and rainy. But when you don't, and you want it to be sunny, the fact that, I mean, I'm also the admin. I could just kind of use the commands and clear the weather. I understand that, but it's more of like the natural feeling. I find that when I do things like that, I completely pull myself out of any kind of really minimal RP that I have going on. It's not something I do, you know, consider very often, but Just need to switch this out. Maybe we'll put a nice dark tough right there. To look at this other wall and see how I did. Oh, it's mostly pretty low. Yeah, it didn't really go up high very often. Yeah, I think that's fine. What I really should do is back up. Yep. Looks like a stone wall. Surprise. I feel like this zombie has been here a long time, which means he probably has some sort of item in his hand. So let's go see if we can find him. Hear him. Because I got kicked off and I didn't even... Where's the cave? There it is. And I forgot to bring... Oh! Couple of guys. Everybody? That was easier than I thought it was going to be. That was a mistake, but I actually don't mind that there. Gravel. Yeah, there was 2 zombies that had items in their hands. And they must have been there for ages, because I don't remember digging down there. So they had blocks in their hands, and that's unusual when you haven't been in an area for a while. All right, I am really hurting for space here. Yeah, I don't mind that tuck there. Maybe put a little extra gravel here. I think that works pretty well. So now I just want to add in a little bit more grass along there. I'm just going to hit it with some bone meal, maybe smooth it out. That's really all I need to do. Okay, Twitch, can we work now? Says Elkhorn. Welcome to my day. I'm glad it's not just me. Sometimes I feel like the internet gods and the computer gods are just doing their best to make my life difficult. But as long as it's not just me. Calvin the Cat, KMC, thanks very much for the follows. Appreciate it. All right, so I've got some grass, got some moss, and I think we should be good. Need to sleep. GrandpaCrafter says definitely not just me. Well, that's good. All right, so let's maybe... Oh, I'm going to grab birch. Oh, do I have birch? I know I've got oak in here somewhere. Actually, I don't have oak. That's right. I remember I had to chop down a tree. All right, let's just go get that quickly. I'm not sure whether it would have been faster to chop down a tree, but we'll just pop in and get a couple of shulkers. Make sure I had the right ones. Two. Shoop. I'm excited to have all the extra shulker boxes. I want those, and I want those. So I've done this before where I find the easiest thing to do with trees like this is just extend them down. Keep them where they are. Means less work overall. And then we'll try to smooth this out a little bit. I hear a skeleton somewhere. Now that is going to be tricky. Guess we could just bring it all the way down. These kind of situations I often want to do something a little extra. Oh, this is in a forest, isn't it? No, river. Knew it. As soon as I put down the azalea, I was like, that doesn't match at all. Try to grab something here like that, and then more grass, I guess. This might actually be better off as a root. Sure, that works. No flowers. Whoops. It's not bad. Trim a little bit up at the top. Same thing, just bring this down. Yeah. Pretty straightforward. I guess I have to think about what it might look like from this angle too. It's subtle, but it just kind of helps it blend in a little bit. So I'm just going to add a little bit more grass and that's it. Easy breezy. I like checking things off. Need more in here. Now obviously some of this is going to grow up. Could probably use some more grass in here too. Try not to make it in straight lines as well. One more check mark in the book and then hopefully not more things added. Yeah, that's the tricky part. What I have to remember to keep doing or to start doing is I need to take like a before screenshot and an after screenshot. Like choose a spot, take a screenshot, and then do the stream for an hour and a half, and then take another screenshot after to show the progress. Yeah, I mean, it's real simple. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. The idea is that, like, if you're over here and you decide to take this bridge, I just kind of want the things that you see out of the corner of your eye, you know, I just kind of want it to feel like it hasn't been completely forgot about. And then same thing, if you're coming down this way, the river is going to pull your attention in that direction. So there's a barn, there's a really high contrast between, like, obviously civilization and then nothing. So when you look down this way, you want this to look nice, you know, not just weird stuff. I mean, this is still pretty weird, but it's not terrible, and you don't tend to look up at it until, you know, you're coming down this way. But then I can't get into this rabbit hole because that's just a whole lot of work that I don't want to deal with right now. So we'll leave that for maybe some other time. But you can even see the difference in the leaf color in the biomes. That's probably a forest biome, and then down to a plains biome, and then down to a river. Yeah. I do like checking things off in a single stream. Can't complain. So next time, what I think we're going to do is we'll focus on finishing up the paths in here on the wheat farm. Obviously the walls are just kind of temporary. I want to bring them up to this kind of caliber, you know, like this kind of detail. This is what I want them to look like. And right now they're just like a combination of like andesite and cobble. So we'll go through and we'll fix up all the walls. This one obviously needs to be completely redone. This is good. Like, I like this look, and we're going to try to do that along here and finish up the pathing and the textures and stuff. And honestly, I think if we do that, oh no, we still have the interior of the wheat farm. That I have to wait for my data pack to get sorted. I don't know if I have a way. I think I have to go around. Yeah, the inside of this is empty. It does not have an interior designed. I don't know whether I just didn't do it on purpose or whether I forgot about it. It's more than likely that I forgot about it. There's the downstairs with the the wheat grinder, but then nothing in here. Like there's no furniture, nothing. So I need to do that and make it look like more of a space. And obviously the torches on the wall are pretty temporary. So I'd say I probably end up forgetting about it. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going to wrap things up. So if you have enjoyed the chill afternoon here and you'd like to see more, you can obviously follow here on Twitch. I do post the VODs on YouTube. They go up roughly 24 hours after they're recorded here on Twitch. And so if YouTube is where you prefer to hang your hat and watch this kind of stuff, then you can check that out at Joel Duggan VODs. And all of it is supported by folks that are supporting on Patreon and here on Twitch. So if you have enjoyed it and you want to join, check out patreon.com/JoelDuggan. It's $2 a month and it keeps me streaming. You get access to the Discord. And in the Discord, there's all kinds of different things. We've got live podcast recordings that happen on Wednesdays now, or almost like every other Wednesday, I think, depending on when the guests are available. And so you can expect that. You can have access to all the other channels and all the fun stuff. There's even on Patreon, there's even Infinity Cove, which is a patron server. So people that want to play on a Minecraft server together can do that as well. It's something that I host, or I own the account for the host. You can also check out the Spawn Chunks podcast. New episode out this week. Came out on Monday. Johnny and I were talking about what is coming down the tubes for Minecraft in 2024 and what is going to be happening for us in 2024 in terms of what our plans are in game. Spoiler, my plan was basically just trying to finish Westhill. That's the plan. And as more and more chunks load in, because I've got a larger render distance, I'm really happy with how you can see everything from the valley now. It's starting to feel like a really complete area. Whenever you look around now, there's usually something I have touched all the way to the horizon, almost. We've got some stuff to fill in the middle here, but I love that you can see the keep even from here. Very, very cool. So I'll be back tomorrow. That's Friday at 1 o'clock Atlantic, UTC minus 4 hours. And I'll see everybody then. Thanks so much for hanging out. Bye for now.